Ladies and gentlemen, it's that time of year again. NBA 2K25 is right around the corner. So y'all know it's the news cycle, man. You're going to have real news, fake news, clickbait news, lies. Y'all, at this point, it's a cycle every year. We all know what to expect. But we got some real, actual news straight from 2K right here. So let's check it out. We got the trailer and apparently an interview with Mike Wang and a courtside report and a bunch of other stuff. So let's see what we got, man. We're going to be pausing it, obviously, because it's more of a cinematic trailer like they always do, and we could get a little bit of info from it, but it's not going to be a ton. They love to put the big words on the screen though, huh? 9,000 new animations. See, right off the bat, 9,000 new animations, but how many are actually going to be effective? If they find a way to make a bunch of those animations effective, then we might actually start to see some variety in terms of the animations people equip. But if you put in, let's say, 50 crossovers, and 2 of the crossovers are way better than the other 48, 99% of people are going to use the crossovers that give you a better launch, create more space, don't get plucked as much, don't get bump stolen as much. So you could put in as many animations as you want, but in terms of, if we're talking part gameplay where you get to choose your animations, you gotta have a lot of them be actually effective. You know what I mean? Like this year it was like Wall and Kobe, like those were by far the 2 best. So everyone used them. You know, maybe a few other people deviated here and there, but for the most part, anybody that's trying to have their player be effective, they're going to do that. Now, obviously, adding new animations in for Play Now and maybe My Team, you know, I don't really play those game modes too often. I'm thinking more of just from like the My Career, My Park, Pro-Am, Rec, all that stuff type of lineup. But putting all the animations, cool, but can we get a bunch of them that are effective so people can pick and choose what they want to use and not be at a disadvantage? Dribble like with new dribbling. Precision stops and explosive launches. The mechanics of like the way the players move and stuff, it looks nice. Like I'm not gonna lie, like Murray, Halliburton, like they really look like themselves right there. That's a nice strip animation. I don't know, I like that. Rhythm shooting. Lifelike shot accuracy and authenticity. See, the thing about this whole like dribble like and all that, and listen. If you play the game any type of, you don't have to be playing the game super sweaty or super competitively, but if you play against anyone decent with high steal and you try like that clip of like, I think it was Steph earlier in the trailer where like he's going like tween behind the back, size up where it's like cross tween behind the back. Like if you're doing any of that, like they're just right stick ripper, right stick ripper, right stick ripper. So you could add in all this dribble stuff, but like unless you're playing against the AI, you're never really going to be able to do this type of stuff if the game allows steals to be as crazy as they were this year. Like this year, from somebody who played the game competitively in Pro-Am, that a lot of you guys know, you probably watched a lot of the videos or the streams, majority of the game you're dribbling while holding LT, and you can't stand still dribble, because if you stand still dribble you get right stick rippered. So yes, you can add in this offensive stuff, but we won't really know what we're going to be able to actually try to do until the actual game comes out. And I say this every year. It's like you really got to get your hands on it to be able to judge it first, because judging it off a trailer or judging it off of, you know, a little bit of Play Now clips and stuff like that, it's just not possible to get a real read on what the game is going to be like. But hopefully the stuff that they're adding in is balanced with the other side of the ball in terms of, it's like, okay, you added in all these dribble moves and this new dribble style, this new dribble system, right? A new dribble system. I mean, if you're allowed to actually experiment with it without getting the ball torn off you 15 times in a row, then that would be nice. But obviously we won't know that until we actually play the game. I mean, The actual animations of like the players and stuff though, like with the, I know like they tried to emphasize like pro play and stuff last year. This is the second year of them doing pro play. I think if you play like play now and stuff, obviously pro play and all that stuff matters more, because it's like if you're playing with Kevin Durant, like he has all of Kevin Durant's animations on, and he's got the pro play animations captured and built into his player and all that, so it's going to look more like KD. But for someone like me who's more of like the my park, my career, all that stuff, unless those animations are actually effective and good, I'm never really going to see them all year, because we're all going to put on the most effective animations because we want our player to play as best as possible, you know? So we'll have to wait and see how that all plays out. But I mean, listen, again, it's just a cinematic trailer. It looked cool, but not a ton of information. Obviously, they touched on, you know, like the rhythm shooting, the new dribble system. They told us about a couple things, but again, until we get our hands on it, you're not really going to be able to judge it.
Mike is our gameplay director for NBA 2K. Mike, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good. Thanks so much for having me on stream. I'm going to be all right.
Turn the music down. We can't even hear them.
Yes, sir.
The concept team is our dev team is working hard on 2K25. We're still putting finishing touches on it, but we're super excited to finally get to show some of that off today.
Yep, we are as well. So we were told for this year's Courtside Reports, you actually talked to Alexis and LD2K recently about what everyone can expect in NBA 2K25. So what was that like, and how does it feel to finally be able to share some of the awesome stuff you and the team have been working on for the past year?
Well, it feels great. I mean,
Can we turn the music off?
Launch day are two of our favorite days of the year, because, you know, the dev team, we're in our little dev cave, heads down, working hard on the game all year long. And today is the day we finally get to show it off to the fans and get to hear feedback. And so it's super exciting for us. But like you said, you know, myself and a few other devs, we talked to Alexis and Chris on you know, doing some Courtside Report videos. So we get to talk about, you know, all the stuff that's coming out and different areas of the game. So yeah, super excited to see how people like.
Bro, there's no way the whole interview is gonna be like this.
Sounds good. Producers, I see the chat saying the music is too loud. They can't hear Mike. So let's tune that down a little bit. But yeah, no, it's awesome to hear.
Jeez.
Stacks?
Mike, man, I know the people want to know this. And by people, I also include myself. What was your favorite new gameplay feature this year from that video?
Oh man, that one's really hard. I feel like this year it's been one of the most exciting year-over-year upgrades in gameplay that we've had in a long time. But I'm gonna have two things. Can I say two things? All right.
Yeah, for sure.
Go for it.
My two things are gonna be the new dribble engine, which we're excited to talk about and show fans how that came together. My second one is gonna be rhythm shooting. So I won't say too much about it right now, but it's a fun way to play the game.
Okay.
All right. Well, I can't wait to see
dribble
it. We're about to talk more about all that, and I'm sure the chat cannot wait either. Before we let you go, you know, everyone is going to have so many things they want to ask you about every year, Mike.
Before we let you go, he just got here.
As always.
Yep, as always, Ronnie let me out of social media prison today, I saw. So I'll be on X and Reddit and all over the place. And also, I think we're going to do some new stuff on Discord.
Bro, the only thing he said was he's excited about the dribble engine and the rhythm shooting. And again, the dribble engine, hopefully it's good. Like, if we have a good, fun year of dribbling, that would be, at least in my opinion, obviously everyone has a different opinion, but in my opinion, that would make the game better. Like, it would make the game more enjoyable. But again, it has to be balanced with the fact that, okay, you could have the coolest dribble system ever, but if it's like, if stealing the ball is like this year, unless you're playing against somebody with no steal, somebody that doesn't have a clue what they're doing, or you're playing against the computer, you're never even going to utilize that new dribble system, because the whole game, you're going to be running from your life from the pure locks trying to right stick ripper you. All right, here we go. Courtside report. Should be some good info in here.
Welcome to our first NBA 2K25.
All right, more Mike Wang. Here we go. This is what we
Today
want.
We'll be talking about gameplay, which is powered by ProPlay. I'm Alexis Morgan, and joining me today is gameplay director for NBA 2K25, Mike Wang. Mike, what's going on?
Oh, it's great to be here.
I thought it was Mike Wong. Am I tripping?
So ProPlay is an exciting new technology that we introduced last year. and it allows us to take real NBA footage and translate that directly to the on-court game.
Yeah, so this is year 2 of pro play, so
of realism and authenticity to.
I feel like this just applies more for like play now and stuff. All right, here we go, Dribble Engine.
So what can you tell us about the new Dribble Engine in NBA 2K25?
This is one of the most amazing upgrades that we've had.
See right there, like doing all that jigging, hezzy, cross tween, I hate to keep harping on it, but if the stealing system is like it is this year, if you're playing against someone with 85, 91, 96, 99 steal, which most people in the park or online will have, bro, if they know what they're doing, they're tearing Jamal Murray, they're tearing that off you, bro. So hopefully, if they're going to implement this new dribble system, it's not just automatic pluck steals if you dribble stand still in front of somebody. Because playing pro-am against pure locks, trust me, if I stand still dribble in front of a pure lock, he is right stick rippering me every time. So obviously, I was able to adapt my game and find a way to be effective on 2K24. So I'm not saying this from a place of like, oh, I couldn't figure it out and I was losing so much. Like, yo, no, I was getting banned from all these pro-am leagues because I was literally winning everything. So it's not coming from a place of frustration that I couldn't figure the game out. It's coming from a place of not wanting to see a potentially good gameplay feature be wasted. A new potentially good gameplay feature be absolutely wasted because of the imbalance in terms of on-ball steals. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like,
probably in 15
hold on, let's rewind it back so we don't miss nothing. All new Dribble Engine.
Tell us about the new Dribble
Like watch.
Engine in NBA 2K25.
This is one of the most
All that
amazing
standstill,
upgrades we've had
tween,
for it,
cross,
and
tween,
probably 15
hezzy.
years. So this is a new dribble engine built from the ground up that takes basically all of these pro play animations that we have, over 1,500 animations, and it dynamically creates all of the movement and all the transitions that you need to make the dribble move exactly the way you want it to move. We've got 9,000.
Hopefully the dribbling is good.
To the game this year. A lot of them are shots, signature shots. So nearly every player in the league now has a signature shot. One of the cool things that we added was this feature called signature go-to shots. So if you remember in 2K24, you could flick the right stick up and you could do a little size-up sequence to get open, right? In 2K25, if you hold the right stick up, you can do a size-up sequence that branches directly into your jump shot. So it's a nice way to get open and get some shots off.
But will it actually get you open online? That's the question. We won't know until we play the game.
Let's say a player wants to recreate moves from their favorite NBA superstar. How does Pro Stick Rhythm Shooting do that?
Yeah, so Pro Stick Rhythm Shooting is probably one of my favorite features of the game because it's just a new way to play, new way to shoot. So in the past, it's always been the same, right? You hold a button down, release it to get your shot off.
But hold on, it wasn't always like that. Remember in 21 they added, was it called shot aiming? I forget exactly what it was called. I believe it was shot aiming and not a lot of people utilized it, and I believe that's actually how people that were buying those Zens were cheating. Like it would aim the shot for you and you would just automatically green it. So it hasn't always, and you could shoot with the stick even now, right? It sounds like rhythm shooting is different, but it involves the stick and you can shoot with the stick right now too. So I wouldn't say it's always been hold the button down, but that's just always been the preferred shooting method for most players.
With Pro Stick Rhythm Shooting, what you want to do is you want to try to match the rhythm of the player's shot. So you pull the right stick down, and when he gets to his set point, you push the right stick up in rhythm with how he shoots in real life. So if you master rhythm shooting, you can actually be much better than someone who uses traditional, regular button shooting.
That's interesting. I just don't know. Again, it's tough to make any... It's tough to really formulate any opinions on this stuff because until you get your hands on it, you don't know. But I feel like it could be difficult. Let's think about you're in a pro-am game or a rec game or any 5v5 game, right? And you're in a pocket. Like a pocket meaning like there's multiple defenders around you, and as the ball comes to you, you want to shoot immediately. I feel like it's going to be difficult to shoot in a pocket with multiple players around you, not knowing who's going to step up to potentially contest it. And in that pocket, you're going to immediately shoot with the right stick. And then I'm also thinking like as a guard, like, are you going to be able to, not able, but it's going to be weak. It's going to take some adjusting if you're actually going to do it. But like, you're going to be able to shoot off a quick stop shooting with the right stick. And then how is the transition from dribbling with the right stick into a quick stop and then pulling down, pushing up in the rhythm of the shot? How is the game going to register like, oh, now that he pulled down, like he's not trying to do a dribble move anymore, he's starting his shot. are you going to be in the middle of dribbling and the game's going to think that you're going to try to start to shoot? Like, but I guess right now we have the ability to shoot with a stick, and while we're dribbling, we don't get messed up and start shooting by accident. So I don't know. It's just tough, like, obviously because we've never had this new shot thing, so the new rhythm shooting thing. We're gonna have to wait and see, but there's a lot of questions around it, and like, will people actually use it? Because the shot aiming thing, not many people used it. Like, you weren't coming off in 21, you weren't coming quick stop and then aim your shot and shoot. Like, you were coming quick stop and just shooting with the button. So will it actually be something that people use? I'll have to wait and see.
If you're, just want to play casually, you're just picking up the game for the first time, put it on low, put it on real player percentage, and just try to take good shots. And as you get better at the game and kind of master your timing,
wait, hold on.
To high, and you're going to see that
did he just say real player percentage?
Rhythm shooting, you can actually be much better than someone who's a traditional regular button shooting.
New shot profiles.
If you're, just want to play casually, you're just picking up the game for the first time, put it on low, put it on real player percentage, and just try to take good shots. And as you get better at the game and kind of master your timing, bump it up to high, and you're going to see that you're going to perform way better than you did with the other profiles. There's a new shot canceling feature. So what it allows you to do is to break out of any advanced shot. And just like the go-to shots we talked about, the signature go-to shots, you can break out at any time. So if you start one, you're holding the stick up, and then you see the defense collapse, or you see an opening, you can flick the right stick to do another move, to like chain out of it, or you can just throw the left stick and take a lay into the basket. It's like a way more robust hesitation feature.
Okay, hold on. I understand they're talking about the new go-to shots right there. So like he was saying, you could do basically a signature size up that goes into a shot, and now you can cancel out of that. But by calling that like a super like new feature, shot canceling, like you could do that out of a hop jumper this year. Am I wrong? Like you could literally do a hop and it would start to look like you're about to shoot, and then as long as you release the stick, you could then go back to dribbling, or you could speed boost out of it, or whatever. So it's like, is it really a new feature, or is it just a new feature because now out of your signature size up shot creation thing that they added, he said, I think it was hold the right trigger and flick up, as opposed to just flicking up without the right trigger. I think flicking up is the signature size up, he said, and holding right trigger and flicking up is the signature size up that leads into a shot, but then now you could cancel out of it. Like, to me, that's like essentially just a little slightly different version of a hop jumper, and you could cancel out of a hop jumper already. So to call that a new feature, I don't know about that one. New defensive movement system.
Mike, you know the saying, offense wins games, but defense wins championships. So what does this mean in NBA 2K25?
Well, yeah, defense is a huge part of the game. It's something that's, people don't always look at it as being the coolest part of the game, but it's the most important part, I think, to win games. So, there's a number of new defensive mechanics and upgrades to this year's system. One of my favorites is one we're calling the defensive movement system. And so if you're holding down the intense D trigger, you can slide left and right laterally or forward and back even, and you can cut off the ball handler. And if you can anticipate well and you do it at the right time, you can cause them to lose their dribble or pick up their dribble. If you're the on-ball, lockdown defender kind of guy, then that's the thing you want to master.
How can players level up and get that win in NBA 2K25?
Well, 2K25 this year is all about personalization and customization and accessibility. So whether you want to take on some of the new stuff we talked about, the advanced rhythm shooting mechanic, or if you're less familiar with 2K, there's a new feature called Learn 2K off the main menu where you can jump in, and whether you're a novice at the game or you've been playing for years, there's something for you to learn. There's a basic tutorial, advanced tutorials, controller mappings, there's mini games and drills and all kinds of just different ways to practice, learn plays, everything. So if you want to learn the game and get better at 2K, it's the first place you should go.
Thank you so much, Mike, for joining us today and talking through all of the new 2K25 gameplay features. I'm so excited to see how Pro Play is evolving.
Well, thanks so much for having me, Alexis. And I want to give a big shout out and thank you to the 2K community. It's your feedback that helps us shape the game to be what it is today.
All right, obviously it's early days, not a ton of info, but we touched on a few things. I'm not one of these people that overreact to this type of stuff. So you're not going to get, listen, you're going to see tweets from people calling this the best 2K ever or the worst 2K ever before the game even comes out. Y'all know, if y'all been watching me, I'm not one of those people. I try to just take it for what it is, be patient, actually get my hands on the game, play it for a couple weeks before I make any type of opinions about it, because you got to figure the game out. You got to actually see what works, what doesn't, get your badges, and actually learn the game before you could say if it's good or bad. Like, people make these assumptions literally within the first 24 hours of getting the game, or sometimes before the game even comes out. So listen, if you're looking for like the objective analysis, opinions as we get more and more information, I'll be here, man. I'll always be reacting to it, but you're not going to get the knee-jerk, just crazy, opinions that, are going to be like driving attention online. Like, I've never been that type of guy, bro. So we got a little bit of info. Even the clips we saw was mainly just like cinematics. It wasn't, anything to really judge the game off of. We're not going to get that until probably later in August. So, but apparently they're saying I ended the NBA 2K League. Click that video right there if y'all want to see why.